Hey Trekkies, welcome back to another Yelling About Star Trek video. My name is Christian Fox, and this is the show where I yell at you about all things Star Trek for your amusement. Today, I want to break down the new trailer that was just dropped this past weekend at Comic-Con for Star Trek Lower Decks Season 3, and goodness gracious, there was a lot for me to say. But first, I do want to give a slight Picard update. In my last video, which dropped yesterday by the time of recording, I so boldly said that Worf was not going to be captaining the E, but that he would be captaining the Defiant. And a viewer of my video commented and pointed out that actually in the Star Trek Picard book series, he actually fights for Worf to get him the command of the USS Enterprise E. So it's very likely that we will see the USS Enterprise E with Captain Worf and not the Defiant. And I also made the prediction that Starfleet would make him captain based on his performance and not that someone like Picard was going to be fighting for him. So it looks like I could be wrong on those fronts. Maybe I'm not, because I don't know if those Picard books are actually canon. I think they're supposed to be, but that's always a little bit dicey. So I could actually be right. But it looks like for now that I am actually totally wrong, which is disappointing for me. But you know what? If he's Captain of the Enterprise E, I'm not going to be upset. I love the E. It's one of my favorite ships in all of Star Trek. But now, let's talk about Lower Decks. The Lower Decks Season 3 trailer was dropped this past weekend at Comic-Con, and I got to watch it. And for some reason, I watched it the same time that I watched the Star Trek Picard trailer, which was at 3 a.m. in the morning when I should have been sleeping, but I was up. And I saw it was on YouTube, so I checked it out. And goodness gracious, I have not been this excited for Lower Decks ever. I was looking forward to past seasons of Lower Decks. I thought it looked fun, but man, they just dropped so much in this trailer that I am very excited about. But for me, there was actually 4 things that I really want to talk about. Number 1, the first thing I want to talk about with the trailer is the overall plot, and that is them trying to find out what the heck happened with Captain Freeman, why she was charged, and them trying to save the day. Now, during that, they do steal the USS Cerritos. And what I think is so cool about that, beyond it being a cool plot, is that it's so reminiscent of Star Trek III, The Search for Spock. Captain Kirk stealing the Enterprise is one of my favorite scenes in all of Trek. I love everything about it. I love the music. I love the way it's shot. I love all the sound effects. And I just love Kirk's conviction that he's breaking rules, but he's doing it out of loyalty. So I'm getting all of those vibes in Lower Decks. But more importantly, it shows the loyalty of the Lower Decks crew and really shows that people care about Captain Freeman. So I think we're going to get a lot of really cool stuff. It's going to be funny. It's going to feel like Search for Spock, but it's going to have heart, which is what we really care about. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about the overall plot. Number 2, Chancellor Martyk. Chancellor Martyk is back. I don't know if he's still Chancellor. He probably is, but he is back, and I'm so excited because I love Chancellor Martyk. I would say he's probably my favorite good Klingon. I love Worf, but man, Martyk is just so much fun to watch. So I think I like Martyk over Worf. So to see him back in Star Trek was amazing. I don't know what kind of role he's going to have. It seems like he might show up on one episode and help out the team and then maybe, not really be in the rest of the series. It could just be a quick cameo. I'm kind of hoping he at least is a featured guest star in an episode because I love him and I think it's so cool, and I love it when Lower Decks brings back legacy characters. And obviously I love it when Star Trek brings back legacy characters. But there's something about Lower Decks where they're all nerds and they're all geeking out about things. So I am so certain that when they meet Chancellor Martyk, they're going to have the reaction that I had when I saw that he was in the trailer. They're probably going to freak out. So very cool. Always happy that he's back, and just absolutely love J.G. Hertzler. He has such a unique voice, and his delivery as Martyk is just phenomenal. So just very, very excited about that. Number 3, the Delta Flyer. Folks, the Delta Flyer is also back. And not just some random look-alike Delta Flyer. It seems to be the Delta Flyer, or at least an identical copy. I don't know why I made it sound like there's only one Delta Flyer and they can't possibly copy it, which they might. But what I love is that they have the tactile controls, the same tactile controls that Tom Paris was so passionate about, and then he insisted be included in the Delta Flyer when he built the ship. So I love it. It's great, and I'm really looking forward to it. But I will admit, I'm a little bit embarrassed to say this, that I didn't even notice it the first time I saw the trailer, and had to read a comment where someone pointed out that the Delta Flyer was there, and this person was so cool because they put all the little Easter eggs in their comment and put the time codes for each Easter egg. So I thought that was really cool. But Delta Flyer, I'm pumped and very, very excited. And number 4, the thing that I can't stop thinking about, the thing that has me lying awake at night wondering what it's going to be like. And that, my friends, is Star Trek Deep Space Nine. The station is back, the wormhole's back, and everybody is going to DS9, and it's going to be great. I love the fact that Tendi was freaking out. She was like, oh my gosh, it's Deep Space Nine, it's Deep Space Nine, everybody. We're going to go on Deep Space Nine. And that's how I felt when I saw it. And what can I say? I'm just so excited about Deep Space Nine. I love Deep Space Nine, and it looked right. It looked right for an animation. The station looked great. The wormhole looked great. But then there was also the theme music, and it was perfect, and it gave me all the feels. So I'm just over the moon. And when talking about DS9, of course, there's one question that everybody wants to know, and that is, who are we going to see? Now, I think it's fair to say we're going to see Quark. There's no way you can go on to Deep Space Nine and not see Quark. He's going to be there. He loves his bar. I just don't see the man leaving at all. And Armin Shimmerman is still doing things, so I can't not seeing him not be in Star Trek Lower Decks. Does that make sense? Did I just use a double negative there? But what I mean to say is, I just can't imagine that he's not going to be in that. But then if Quark is there, who else is going to be there? Could it be Rom and Lita? As we know, Rom is the Grand Nagus, so he could be visiting with Lita, as I said. So that would be really cool. I would love it if Rom was back. And then the final person that I suspect we might see, which is a bit of a stretch, is Ro Laren. And I know that seems a little bit wild because, well, she's not really connected with Deep Space Nine, at least not on TV, which you're right for the most part. But Ro Laren actually was supposed to be Major Kira, but then they changed it because I believe the actor didn't want to commit to a 7-year series. But in the books, she actually becomes captain of Deep Space Nine after Sisko's experience with the Prophets. So that could very well happen. I know those books are no longer canon. They actually just concluded that series very recently. So the writers don't need to adhere to that, but it makes a lot of sense. And I feel like this is such a perfect thing where the writers of all the new shows can pick and choose from the things in those books that they enjoyed and put them on screen. So I'm going to hold out hope that Ro Laren is there. And obviously I've been very hyped and excited and super positive overall in this video. But there is one thing that does concern me about Deep Space Nine, and that's probably more me, not them. This is definitely a it's me, not you situation. But I'm worried that because I know that Deep Space Nine is coming, that I'm going to watch every episode eagerly waiting for Deep Space Nine to show up, that I'm going to be disappointed when it's not, and then I'm not going to be fully engrossed in the actual narrative because I'm waiting for Deep Space Nine. And that does happen sometimes when you know there's a big reveal that's going to happen at some point in the series, or a big thing that you're looking forward to, and then when you watch an episode and it doesn't actually lead to that thing that you're looking forward to, you don't enjoy the episode as much. So I'm a little worried that might happen, but I will try to use all the mental discipline and tricks that I have gained in my life to make sure that I am enjoying every episode as much as possible, even if it doesn't have Deep Space Nine in it. So we'll see. I don't know if it's going to be a huge problem, but I will get that under control. But either way, Deep Space Nine is back, everyone. It's back. Okay? I'm going to stop talking now. But honestly, I'm excited, and that's all I got to say. But what about you? Did you like the trailer? Are you excited about Season 3? Did I miss anything that you were really hyped about? Let me know. I'd love to to hear from you. And in the paraphrased words of Captain Kirk, I shall see you out there. That away.